Good evening, welcome to Fishing for Bees, 8:30 at night, Father's Day, June 16th. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Hope you had a good day. So we extracted our spring honey. We got 7 gallons, which is kind of disappointing. It looks beautiful. We'll be evaluating it more later as it settles. But I was going to store these wet honey supers in my garage, and instead of having every bee in the neighborhood interested in them, I decided to bring them out here. I had to put mediums inside of 5 frames. It should be fine. You want to keep an eye on them. If the queen is cramped, gets any bright ideas, to go past where you're putting them, which is going to be above our inner cover. One of the other things I'm evaluating to make sure they're a candidate is to make sure they don't have ants up here. If they have ants up there, they may not want to fight. You could force an absconding if you bring in all kinds of traffic that they can't handle, but there was no ants. So above the inner cover, and then you just put your cover on. They will not recognize this as living space. They'll recognize this as a gift from above, and they will move it past the inner cover. If you leave them too long, or if you don't monitor them, and this is the first time I've ever done it on a 5 frame, so these things are ripping and growing real fast right now. You know, the queen could get past there and lay in one of those, although they are mediums inside of a deep, so that's a pretty big void for her to go past and have to leave comb and crawl a sidewall. So plus she has to get around that inner cover. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put them on all the strong and let them clean it out. This one's getting better on population, and there is some ants up here, unfortunately, but trying not to crush any bees on the rim. Could always just wait. You gotta remember this lid goes down a little bit further, so you wanna make sure they have enough room to get down. Not much to it. Just rolling down the stack here. Why am I doing this? They clean it so much more gentle. I have videos on it. I have videos where I've left them too long and caused myself some headaches, so I show you the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. But they clean it more gentle than if you leave them out to be robbed. Also, it's honey season right now. People are in honey flow, or we're heading into a dearth. I don't want to bring in all the attention of everybody under the sun. I don't open feed when the temperature isn't right or the season isn't right. So I definitely don't want to leave my honey supers out to get robbed. So they were going to end up being put in storage until I could get them back on the production colonies. As far as, you know, our 9 frame setup inside a 10 frame super, that's too long. I didn't want to leave wet sticky supers around, so I brought them out here. I'm going to get them robbed out and keep an eye on them. One of these entrances I got to fix. They're telling me they don't like the entrance reducer I put on there. I think you can guess which one. It's a nice little meal for them. It gets them, buys them some more time. It cleans your supers faster to a pristine state, to a dry state, to ready for storage state. I don't use moth crystals. I don't use anything in my honey supers. I probably should make a video on that. I've never had a problem with wax moths or mice or anything. So, but yeah, it gives them a nice meal. Gives them something to do during this dearth, cleans my supers. It's just a win-win all the way around. We'll come back and take a look at them in a couple days. So here's an insert on the cleaning of the honey frames after extraction. As I said, I show you everything. I show you my mistakes and my successes. This is new equipment to me. All my 10 frame colonies are not big box bee company manufactured. These right here are from Better Bee. So all my inner covers actually don't have the notch. These have the notch, and you can see I put the notch at the top facing up, which is kind of including it in the super I'm trying to get cleaned. I would actually want if I have to have that entrance to be part of their living space, right? Not what I'm attempting to get cleaned. So I think I'm gonna have to reverse all these. So I am gonna reverse these entrances. I just want to take a quick look. This has been up here just less than 24 hours. No longer wet, not chewed apart, gently cleaned. This is gonna be ready to come off tomorrow. Almost ready today. Good evening, welcome to Fishing for Bees. It is Tuesday, June 19th. It's about 7:30 in the evening. So we're gonna take these extracted frames off of here. We were cleaning them the gentlest way I know possible. I wouldn't open feed, which is essentially what you're doing if you're cleaning your frames, open feeding this time of year. None of that. So I feed it directly to them. So we have the inner cover. This is their brood nest. This is their colony. We have the inner cover, and we have the honey super that we're trying to clean out. It's 5 medium frames and a deep, because the deeps are all I have for my nukes. So we're gonna get inside here. We got our tools needed for cleaning them out. The smoker is not necessarily for the honey supers. It's for when we get it off to persuade some bees to go in. Foragers are coming back. The Makita I blow from the top to the bottom because of the way the frames are. You don't want them banging into that top frame. It's an easier flight path out, being pushed out if you blow from the top to the bottom, so you see. And I also brought the brush. This is used to piss bees off. This is what makes it fun. You use this brush to brush them off, makes them really angry, and that's what this intended purpose is for this brush. So we're gonna get inside here, hopefully with the new entrance configuration that you saw in the other part of the video. This will go a lot smoother. Show you why we do it. Bone dry, ready for storage. If I don't use them again this year, I'm perfectly comfortable with this going through winter, just the way it is. So here's your inserted pro tip of the day. Telescoping covers, either for your nukes, your 8 frames, or your 10 frames, doesn't matter, whatever you keep. Extra lids, good quality lids, will always come in handy when you're trying to keep bees out of supers that you're moving, or you're doing projects and you don't want the bees in there. Extra lids. Don't get as many lids as you have colonies. Get 2 more of whatever configuration you're keeping, and maybe even 4 more. This is 5 high already. If I was pulling more off, I'd need some more lids, or it's gonna get too tall. Off camera, I have 2 lids. A lid to set these in and a lid to cover it while I continue to work. I could take every frame out of here and shake them, and I might end up having to do that, but I'm just trying to get this done as quick as possible. The reason why I'm reluctant to do this is because you can go in there and try and get off a couple and end up with a dozen, right? So it's a numbers game. You'll see that they do even repair some of this comb, but you need to get in here, even though it's above that inner cover, and monitor these closely. I've had them come back and start storing in them. Now, I left them on there quite a bit of time, and these are pretty small colonies. That was in my production yard, my rip-roaring colonies. And I left them on, and apparently a flow started while they were on, and they started putting more in it. Gotta watch them. There's no sense leaving this lid off. Although this one's giving me an indication that they're now ready for another box. The reason why all this looks different is we got multiple videos going on. In beekeeping, you better be able to multitask, especially if you're catching swarms and you have colonies at all different stages of development. I will say, having these bees here at this stage of development and perfect candidates to help me clean these honey supers has been a great blessing. So there you go, there's the clearing of the honey supers of bees after they've cleaned them out for you, dried them, and made them perfect for storage. Again, I've never used chemicals, never used moth crystals, never used anything. I just store my comb just like that with some queen excluder and some barriers, but I'll probably do a video on that. All in all, I'm really happy that these bees were here to help with this project. twofold. Got my honey supers clean, ready for storage. You never know what the season's going to bring. They may not go into use this year, and they may go right into storage. So I'll take them out of those deeps, put them in their mediums, and put them up for storage. Also, I fed these bees. So I've said all year that I haven't fed these bees, and I have not fed them sugar syrup. Well, for the last 48 hours, I fed these bees. So pretty good. We got 5 left out of the 6 that were here. We got a video on what happened to the second catch of the season. And I appreciate you watching. I hope your bees are well. Don't forget to brush to piss them off.